One person in this room never gave up hope. From day one of his leadership, he seized the peace, forged and hammered it and polished it to its sterling radiance. His mother, our beloved President Corazon C. Aquino, was known throughout the world as an icon of democracy. President Benigno Simeon Aquino III, from this day forward, shall be known as the president who made the Bangsamoro possible. Thank you, Mr. President, for being the moral compass of the Mindanao peace process, for guiding us through the negotiations, and for keeping our minds firm and our hearts buoyant. Today, a child will grow up in our generation, embracing the identity of the Bangsamoro, and grow up with pride in a political, cultural, and geographic identity respected in the four corners of the world. We see the beginnings of a once rended family that has finally come together as one, diverse in beliefs, passionate always, and perhaps arguing all the time, but still a family resolved to face the future and all its challenges together. We pay homage to the women in communities ravaged by conflict, women who valiantly clutch their babies to their chests to hush them in the din of gunfire and the scream of falling bombs, who stayed and tended to the children, the sick and the aging, through days and weeks of seemingly endless night. We extol the men, forced to gather their families in refugee tents, and reassuring them in whispers that it will be better tomorrow. It will be better tomorrow. It will be better tomorrow, even in the darkest days of despair. And to those who have died without seeing the sunlight of peace, those felled by bullets and those cut down by hunger because of the ravages of war, we bow our heads in offering you this day. I have been an advocate of peace almost my entire life, but this is the first time that I have seen such broad and overwhelming support as we are now seeing for the agreement that we are about to sign today. My gratitude goes to the courageous work of our civil society partners who coaxed and prodded and pushed us forward. The same is true for our partners in the international community who brought enduring aid and camaraderie from their respective organizations, nations, and peoples direct to the arena of conflict. We extol the media, including the social media, for sowing the messages of peace that kept our people's hopes up all over the world. Please join me in applauding and honoring the work of the GPH and MILF peace negotiating panels. And our esteemed Malaysian facilitator, Tengku Datu Jafar Tengku Mohammed. Datu Tengku Jafar once said that both panels were on the same page, but looking at different paragraphs. He was editor-in-chief who aligned the paragraphs on the page. So many challenges await us, but the bridge of trust that spans this room is strong enough to withstand the trials ahead, however difficult they may be. Never again shall we allow that bridge to be undermined, weakened, or destroyed by the forces of greed, avarice, and envy. We shall hold up that bridge with the force of our dreams and ideals, enabling it to bring our entire society together and enrich the democratic institutions we all hold dear, until we all breach the firmament of hope and arrive together, finally in the bright realm of greatness as one people, under one republic, sharing one destiny. May God bless us all. Maraming salamat po. Shukran.
Thank you, Secretary Delas. The fact that he's with us today in this room is symbolic of the importance and the historic value of this day and the progress that we have already made. Let us welcome the Chief of the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, Chairman Al-Haj Murad Ibrahim.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وبه نستعين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد. Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. His Excellency President Simeon Aquino III, His Excellency Prime Minister Dato Sri Najib Tun Abdul Razak, Her Excellency Datin Sri Rosma Mansour, Miss Chris Aquino, His Excellency Professor Ikmeluddin Ihsanoglu, OIC Secretary General, Excellencies of the Foreign Diplomatic Corps, Honorable Members of the President's Cabinet, Honorable Members of the Prime Minister's Cabinet, Honorable Members of the Government Peace Panel, Members of the MILF Delegation, honored guests, friends, brothers, sisters in Islam, again, good afternoon and Assalamu alaikum. Your Excellencies, I must confess that this is the first time in my life to step on the grounds of Malacanang. Never in my wildest dream since I was a child or when I joined the Bangsamoro struggle more than 40 years ago that one day I will see the interior of this building that once housed the Spanish and American governors general and now the presidents of the Philippines. Today, I am here not as a tourist, nor as a politician who seeks personal political favors from the President of the Philippines, but as the humble chairman of the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, mandated by our brothers and sisters on the ground and by the Bangsamoro people to witness an historic agreement with the government of the Republic of the Philippines under the leadership of President Benigno Simon Aquino III would, inshallah, usher in a just, enduring peace in the Bangsamoro homeland. It is in the context that I come in peace and to forge a partnership of peace on the basis of the framework agreement between the MILF and the Philippine government. Your Excellencies, almost 5 centuries of foreign invasions and domination had given birth to what we now call the Bangsamoro question. In the course of these centuries of conflict, we have seen the loss of our traditional Moro sultanates, the extirpation of our sovereignty as a free Moro nation, and consequently our relegation into a state of captivity that eradicated our Bangsamoro identity and reduced our ancestral homeland into small parcels of gerrymandered territories called provinces, all of which lead to the marginalization of our people within a larger dominant Philippine society that barely took cognizance, if at all, of our forebears unbroken struggle for freedom even before the Philippine Republic saw the light of the day in 1898 and in 1946. This unjust condition that sustained this conflict in our generation made it inevitable for the Moro liberation movements to emerge. And from the womb of the Moro liberation movement would be born the Moro National Liberation Front and consequently the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. The peace negotiations that took place first in 1976 in Tripoli, Libya, under the auspices of the Organization of Islamic Conference, and unto 1996 in Jakarta, Indonesia, between our brethren in the MNLF and the Philippine government were all geared towards addressing the historical and current grievances of the Bangsamoro people, but unfortunately, the negotiation came short of going further deep into the root cause of the Moro question. Thus, the appropriate political formula to correct the historical and current injustices committed on the Bangsamoro people remain elusive. Political palliatives and economic cosmetics under the rubric of counterinsurgency, which were successively put in place to resolve the Moro question, proved to be failed experiments in political autonomy, the latest of which is the ARMM, and so that conflict remains that has invariably taken a heavy toll on the lives, properties, and livelihoods of our people, Moro, indigenous community, and settlers in Mindanao and Sulu. Under such dire circumstances, peace negotiations were unable to alter, let alone normalize, the adversarial relationship between the Bangsamoro people and the Philippine state. And it was this adversarial relationship that continued to fan the armed sovereignty-based conflict in our homeland and thus obstruct the attainment of a just and enduring peace as requisite to normalization. It was for this reason that the Moro Islamic Liberation Front, under the leadership of the late Chairman and Amirul Mujahideen, Sheikh Salamat Hashim, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept his sacrifices, decided to engage in peaceful negotiations with the Philippine government in 1997.